Hey guys, welcome to today's video. Today we're playing Batman, Return of the Joker. Sunsoft is another one of those companies that really kind of were hit and miss and stayed kind of in the middle of the game. So far, I'm liking everything. Good sound. The pixels are great. Like, Batman really looks good for being a Game Boy game. Alright, it's going to take some getting used to for this. Alright, so we started off strong and we got real dumb real fast. Throwing your grappling hook, you just kind of hit up. And whatever way you're facing, it does diagonally. It will not shoot straight up. It's only diagonally. Wow, this is awful. Another one of these where they're trying this whole swinging thing, but they did not, like, because you can't jump off of the swing. Like, if you could jump on the swing, jump from the swing, not a problem. You swing, you jump. You make it. You can't jump. So you literally have to swing it. Oh, were we able to actually... What? Oh, they're doing two things at once without having designated keys. So it's very frustrating because one or the other, or having a button that actually does the one. It looks like we're fighting a somebody on a baseball team. I mean, getting past that, we'll give it whatever. Alright, so attacking, we can't switch directions very well. Which, again, if we familiar with my channel, I hate that when you're doing stuff you can't turn around. They're starting this off. They don't even give you a period of actually learning the game. It's already just an obnoxious level that, like, we'll give them credit, fine. They're doing it in order to, for you to learn the game. It's pretty much jump in and, so pretty much you have to be careful not to hit up. Wow, that battering is weak as hell. Understandable, but still weak as hell. And we're already out, so it was just like a timed thing. Life seems to be fairly quick. Or, not necessarily quick, but, The jumping is awful. Like, it's a platformer with some of the worst jumping that I've had the disappointing pleasure of playing on. Especially for how precise and everything you need to kind of be in this game. Not well done. Like, you start the game and you're like, oh, this actually looks good. It looks like it's going to be decent. You start playing it and you realize how disappointing it is. I get what they're trying to do a lot. We've got the whole ice effect. Like, it's cool. They were doing the whole parkouring, wall climbing and everything. But, like, the big downside about it is you really have to be very careful that you do not hit up. Like, you have to play this whole game without ever really accidentally hitting the D-pad up, even just a little bit. Because as soon as you do, whatever you were trying to do is going to fail. And then because of the wall bouncing, like, you try to just jump up there, but if he fails just a little bit, you wind up bouncing off and going the whole direction you didn't want to go. And then if you see when we accidentally hit up, like, it almost cost us. The swinging is not very good. And then not being able to turn around, the lag between the punch, what he does, and then being able to turn around is so slow that it's almost not feasible. Like, there's the thing where we pick up the boomerang, but it doesn't show us how many we have. Doesn't it look like he's like has to go to the bathroom all the time, or he's got stomach cramps? Like, why is he constantly ducking like that? It's so silly. It looks like he's constantly in the state of needing to take a shit. Finally got that to actually work. The swinging is better than most Spider-Man games that we've played, but in no way is it good. It works fairly well if you can avoid hitting up. The platforming is so bad, it's obnoxious. So you get no lives, you get your health, and that's it. They're pretty liberal with enemies dropping hearts constantly. It is so hard to not accidentally hit the up button. Like, seriously, it is so hard. And I hate that they don't have uh, anything that dictates how many batarangs you have, or any of that, where you're like, oh, you pick them up, cool, it seems like it's infinite. And then they just disappear on you. And again, with the whole, you're trying to jump, but then he just bounces. Yeah, the platforming is plain awful. He is so slow. The swinging is there, but there's no good way of releasing at all. Like you're trying to drop down, you try to do stuff, and it's just not working. We're gonna do one more, I think, and then we're gonna call it. It's not fun. It really. At first, you look at it and you really feel like, oh, it's gonna be kind of good, and then you start playing it, and everything about the game is just poorly done. I get what they're trying to do, and I give them credit for it, but I think they tried too many things at once and didn't get any of them right. Like, you can't release any of this. And then you still can't see this, so you drop down in hopes that that doesn't happen. Another just kind of stupid thing. So obnoxious. We got it right before we got killed. It's almost on the verge of unplayable because of the way they did things. Like, again, the whole fact that anytime you accidentally hit up in any way, shape, or form, you just shoot your grappling hook diagonally. It's unpleasant to try to control and be any kind of accurate with it. You do release it by jumping, but it doesn't always actually register properly. I've hit jump a few times where he just swaying away, nothing, swinging a ring like you're flapping in the breeze there, and does nothing. And then sometimes it actually works. You wind up wall jumping way more often that you don't want to, just as much as you do when you do, and that's obnoxious because that gets you killed and hurt way more than normal. Because you go to jump on something, but because the jumping is awful and the platforming is terrible, you hit the edge of the wall and then you jump the other way all of a sudden. There's no pulling yourself up, there's no stopping, it's just jump over to the other side. And when you're not doing that and there's stuff over there killing you, it's very detrimental to your health and really screws with you. And that happens way more than it should and way more than it needs to. And like I said, the platforming is awful. He is very unresponsive, he's very slow, very sluggish. He's on ice. He looks like he's constipated constantly. Like, everything about the game is another one of these just IP grabs where this one had some good intentions. And I gotta give them credit for what they were trying to do. And being on Game Boy, doing what they're trying to do, it's not the worst thing. But instead of taking one or two things, excuse me, and perfecting it or getting it to really work well, they just kind of threw a bunch of shit in there, hoping something would stick or people would enjoy it, and just went with it. But like, everything is so just really poorly done, poorly designed. it is a good level to get you going because you have to learn all the intricacies right off the gate before you get to do anything else. But again, the grappling hook thing, I get it, whatever. And I do like the wall jumping, but the fact that sometimes you're wall jumping and you're accidentally hit up or diagonally on accident and you'll shoot your grappling hook, screw up everything. He doesn't jump very well, so you're going to miss the jump sometimes, wind up pushing yourself further back like we saw, especially in the water and stuff like that. Again, with the whole, the water, that level that was lowering to the point where you couldn't see anything, you have to guess it, or you have to sit there and learn how to time it out and stuff like that. Not a problem. That's just nitpicking on my end, but still it's a little obnoxious where you have stuff that you can't see that's detrimental to like trying to survive through the level. Just so many glaring problems with very few things that make the game fun, enjoyable. The sprite work is great. Batman really looks good. They did a good job. Again, the whole him on ice and kind of moving around the way he does, and like his constant like hunching over like he's got stomach pains and bad gas or he's got a shit or something. Really kind of, it's just kind of silly and stupid. And you notice it a lot. And I mean, it's something that has no basis on the game whatsoever. But you're like, why did we spend all this time working that sprite into there instead of improving some of the other stuff? But it's playable, it's doable, it's not the worst game we've played. It's still better than Spider-Man in a lot of aspects that we've done. But it's just, it really is so frustrating because it had potential to be really good. It looked nice, good sound. So much of it was going well, and then you start playing the game and it all falls apart from there. So with that being said, guys, you have a good one. We'll see you next time. Have a good day.